Welcome to 27 Topics. With us today we have Kendall Martin, who is a 4-H educator, Extension Service educator, and Jared Gress, who is a member of the 4-H Council here at Dubois County Council. I want to welcome you to 27 Topics today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
You know, we're in the midst of 4-H, or the fairs have already started, and the Dubois County Fair is coming up. And Jared, you know, one of the most popular questions each year is, what's new at the 4-H fair?
Well, starting off, Paul, we want to bring up some of the new things we've changed. Starting off this year, all 4-H livestock exhibits will be checked in on Saturday morning. We want to bring the animals in a little earlier, get everything rolling. And one of our main reasons for bringing them in Saturday is Sunday, we're going to have our showmanship. Instead of having them after each animal class during the week of the fair, we'll have them on Sunday so we don't have such late evenings, and that's another part of the reason bringing the animals on Saturday. Starting with Monday night during the week, we are going to have a praise band from Christ Church of Jasper, local Jasper church. They're going to be singing at 6 p.m. In terms of where they're going to be, we're going to play that with the weather so people know, but that's 6 p.m. with Jasper Christian Church. Rolling into Wednesday, we're going to have NASCAR Cub Cadet Simulator virtual racing. We're having Cub Cadet come with one of their NASCARs and some of their lawnmowers. They're going to roll out into our midway. We're going to have Cub Cadets with screens on them. And people can get on there and they can race with the people next to them. There'll be 4 mowers, so a little bit of fun racing. You can see Cub Cadet, a little excitement, a little change for us. Wednesday night, while we're going with that, we're going to have a hypnotist. Mr. Mike Bishop from up north, around Indy, is going to be here 2 shows, 7 and 9 p.m. in our Clover Pavilion. So if you want to switch it between those, what you want to do Thursday, something new out of Indy again is we've got the Boogie Heads. It's a video show. You come in there, and they're gonna put a little screen behind you, and you're going to get the chance to kind of with a video screen sing a song and dance. It's real funny. It's real funny, and then you get a CD with that. It's a real good time. Rolling on, the cheerleader dance. We have moved to Friday night in the Grandstand Arena, and then we will finish up our Saturday with the Conquerors Gospel Quartet at 5 p.m. in the Clover Pavilion. And that'll take Monday or Saturday to Saturday with our new events.
On all these events, such as the NASCAR Cub Cadet, are they free to
Yes.
the 4-Hers?
Yeah, you are open. Anybody who comes there that night has the opportunity to try it. Take it for a spin, look at the car, talk to the guys about Cub Cadet, play the simulators. It's all free.
And then does the same go for the other events?
Everything on there is free to my knowledge, or shouldn't be.
The hypnotist is a free show at the Clover Pavilion. The Conquerors Quartet is for those people like gospel singing. That's also free. The cheerleader contest, there is a charge for that because we do have some money for the teams. There is a $3 admission fee to the cheerleader contest. That's down in the Grandstand Arena. A lot of our Grandstand Arena events, we try to recoup the costs as minimal as possible, and that's one where we actually put the money back into the program for trophies, awards, judges, etc. So there is a fee for the cheerleader contest on Friday. But everything else that he mentioned is free. There is free admission to all of those things.
You know, I think that was one of the things that makes the Dubois County Fair as wonderful as it is. I mean, it's free.
We want families to come out more than one time, and we know that right now economically with gas, the prices the way it is, we are very fortunate that we have support well enough that we can offer free entry to our fair. It is kind of a feather in our cap. We're one of the very few that keeps it free so families can come out more than one time. We like having as many events as free as possible so that large families can come out and enjoy the fair.
And they can come out, like you said, every night.
That's true.
They can see the judging of the animals. They can take in these events every night.
There's something wonderful to see every night, and it's hard to choose for families. So this way, maybe they pick more than one night to come out to the fair, and then everybody wins. We have fair food selections on the grounds for people to choose, so they don't even have to cook at home. They can come out and enjoy the fair.
Well, the other thing is, you can go out every night and make it your vacation.
Right, that's true. I heard the word homecation on one of the TV shows, and I thought, the 4-H fair is one of those kind of things. It's something you can enjoy as a family right here in your own backyard, so you don't have to go very far.
You'll come to the same fairgrounds every night, but there won't be the same thing there. That's what's
true.
nice.
Right.
Yeah, something different every night.
Yeah.
Just stick around. Something's going to suit you sooner or later.
That's right.
Also, early on, Jared, you mentioned, and Kendall, you may want to elaborate on the north entrance.
Yes, we have closed the north entrance to our fairgrounds off of Highway 162. The curve there is just such that we've felt for several years that that's just too big of a risk. So for traffic safety reasons, we have permanently closed that entrance, the northernmost entrance that people see when you come to the fairgrounds. So what we're asking is that people are coming from Jasper, that they use the entrance by the lighted sign, which is right there, the main entrance by the county park and fairground sign. It's right there on the highway. And then people that are coming from the south, we would like to ask you to use the Fairgrounds Drive, which is what people call the new road, which was created just a couple of years ago. And then that will speed everyone into the fairgrounds a little more smoothly, a little more quickly. And that will really help our traffic and parking people as they are trying to direct traffic and trying to get people in off of the highway safely. We do try to start our events a little bit in the evening after work so that people have time to get there. But we also know the fairgrounds is a very popular place. So we really want to help that by using, if you're coming from Jasper, use that entrance by the lighted sign. And if you're coming from the south, use the new Fairgrounds Drive. That'll really help us out.
Are you going to have that marked very
We do
clearly?
have that. We have signage that's being put up as we speak. Gates to block off that north entrance have been in place now. And we're just trying to get the word to everyone so that they do get into the fairground safely. And just be patient. We have parking crews that'll be getting you to the fairgrounds and on the grounds as quickly and safely as possible to a good parking place.
Yeah.
Along with that, if you do have disabilities or you need to know where the handicap parking areas are, those are very well marked. We have 2 very large lots for that purpose. Our parking people are very well aware of where those locations are, and they are very near the buildings. And we are very fortunate that we have access sidewalk-wise so that people that need to park in those areas can access more of our buildings now. And the other thing is, if it is a big night on the fairgrounds and you do have issues about parking, it's perfectly okay to stop and let part of the people out, if you like, there by the fairgrounds. And also know that we have a shuttle that will be running every night. Sometimes it'll be a mechanical tractor, but sometimes it's a horse-drawn. So traffic and safety at the fair this year, we think we've really improved by closing that entrance and helping let everybody kind of know what those changes are. We think that'll really make it a better experience about getting in the fairgrounds.
And there's no charge.
There is no parking fee. You just follow the directions of the parking crew and they'll send you to the first available parking spaces. They try to fill up the closest ones to the main area first, and then they work their way to our larger parking areas in the back as needed. But we do have the shuttles that run constantly throughout the evening to help get people to the main part of the fairgrounds.
And then you mentioned another big improvement, which I think is a big improvement, is the concrete walkways from building to building.
Yes.
We have, this year between our exhibit buildings, A and B, we have put in a concrete pad for handicap accessibility, a little bit easier going through the rocks. So even when, like Kendall talked about handicap parking, even when you start up there, you have a path to help you get around through the buildings instead of going through the rock, just trying to make it a little easier access for everybody.
Yeah, I think that's a great improvement.
For those with wheelchairs and strollers and families that are walking together, that should help their access to those buildings. And we want everyone to come out. We try to keep our aisleways wide so that we can access wheelchairs, strollers, that kind of thing, so that families that have any need really could come see the exhibits and the animals at the fair.
How many 4-H club members have we got this year?
We're over 1,000 again. It's like 1,100, and I forget the exact number, but we're over 1,100 again this year. And nice number of 4-H members. We have 81 graduating seniors this year. This will be their last time to come through the 4-H fair. So we're very blessed to have a really large program. We have about 350 adults that, whether they run a club or they're on a committee or on the 4-H council like Jared, we're very blessed to have really good, responsible help to get that done.
81 is a nice graduating class.
That's one of our largest. All of our colleagues ask us how we keep doing that every year, but our program remains strong, and we are very fortunate that a lot of our 4-Hers stay in 8, 9, and 10 years. So that gives us a big graduating class each year, and we're very proud of that.
Very good. Can you tell us a little bit about what is going on at the fair?
Oh, I know everybody wants to know, so we have kind of a lengthy schedule, but I'd like to just kind of highlight, especially reiterate some of the things that Jared mentioned, but the most important things, the highlighting. I'd like to remind you that we do have our shows, the 4-H fair food stands and the civic groups and the commercial building. All of those are on display. The 4-H exhibits, the Extension Homemaker exhibits. As usual, those are one of the mainstays of our program, and we have not tampered with those. So if those are your favorite things, relax. Those are still in place just as they've always been, and you can trust the schedule. But just to let you know some things that are a little different than that, starting Saturday, July the 12th at 7 p.m. is our 4-H Fair Queen Contest, and that's at Jasper High School. There's a $3 admission fee for that. 4-Hers and club members, remember to bring your membership cards, and then you get in free with that card. But the general public will pay $3. It's in the high school, so the weather should not be a factor. We have a lot of young ladies in the contest. It's going to be one of our biggest ever, maybe the biggest ever, as far as number of competitors. And so we're really excited about the young ladies in that contest. So come out for that on July the 12th at 7 p.m. Then Friday night kind of really kicks off the activities at the fairgrounds, July the 18th. And from 3 to 7, 4-H members, this is it. This is when you bring in those exhibits, Extension Homemakers, all the project judging, all of those exhibits are brought in 3 to 7 on Friday. And then community judging for sewing and consumer clothing is also that evening. So that is on Friday evening. Then Saturday, our donor of the day is Jasper Engines and Transmission. And Saturday really is about livestock check-in and about getting all the animals safely on the grounds, and the times are posted on our fair schedule for each of those animals. All the livestock, small animals, a horse and pony as well. And that's the big day for judging. That's when all of the 4-H projects that are in Exhibit Building 1 and 2 are judged. We bring in a host of judges that will do the judging for us. The buildings are closed on Saturday and Sunday for getting the buildings ready. And the judging will be completed on Saturday and preparations for the building to open on Sunday. And then we'll talk on Monday about when that opens. That evening in the Grandstand Arena, for admission of only $5, there's a tractor pull at 5 p.m. Starts at that time. And it's a really exciting show. It's one with a lot of exciting tractors and a lot of pulls going on as a part of that show. And then 7:30, our first livestock show, the dairy show, is Saturday evening at 7:30. So they kick off our 4-H show with the dairy judging at 7:30 p.m. Then moving on into Sunday, as Jared mentioned earlier, one of the things we're trying new this year is our showmanship contest for beef, sheep, and swine are going to be on Sunday afternoon. And starting at noon is the beef, and then at 2 is sheep, and then at 4 is swine, and then at 6, the adult livestock showmanship contest, which is always a lot of fun, will round out a real full day of judging of showmanship contests. And as Jared mentioned, we want to put those on Sunday as opposed to putting them on the end of a very long livestock show during the week. So we're excited about this change. It was something that was suggested to the council, and we're giving it a try. As always, the suggestions that come to us, we try them if we think we can. Then also on Sunday at 2 p.m. is the Small Pets Community Judging, and that's in the Fairgrounds office. And then at 3:30 we have the Aquatic Science Judging, which is in EB2. And then one of the big things on Sunday, one of our first days of the fair, at 7:30 is the pig wrestling contest, and it's the kind of the event for the evening. Admission to that's only $3. So those are just the first 3 days, and you can kind of see there's lots of fun and good things already going on by the first part of the week.
Well, I think something that I've noticed just with the first 2 days is you moved a lot of things up that used to be later in the evening, and it got way late, 11 o'clock and sometimes later. It looks like you have moved things around a little bit to not have them so late in the evening where more people may be able to see them. I think that's great.
I applaud the 4-H Council for trying this, because constantly over the weekends is when we usually have our largest fair going public. and they've always wanted to see more activities with the animals because usually the livestock shows are during the week. So this gives the general public an opportunity to see pretty much all the livestock on display that first weekend, and we encourage people that love animals, that will be a real great time for you to come out and take a good look at the animals because they will be on display Saturday evening and Sunday.
Okay, and then we move on to Monday.
Yes. Monday, the 21st, our donor of the day is Dubois REC, and it's another big day on the fairgrounds. It starts with 9 a.m. with our goat show. It's in the show corral at 9 a.m. And then at 5 p.m. that evening, from 5 to 9, that's when everybody sees what they get on the ribbons that they get on their projects. So the doors open at 5 p.m. on Monday to the exhibit buildings, and we hope to have everything ready for the public there to see the great work that everyone has done, both in the 4-H and in the open class exhibits. And then our commercial exhibits also open from that time, so our exhibitors will be there in the commercial building from 5 to 9. And that's the night the Midway cranks up. Monday night at 6 p.m. is the target time for our Midway to be up and running so that families can come out and start enjoying the Midway, and that will run through Saturday of the fair. And as Jared mentioned earlier, the CCJ Praise Band will be performing. We're excited to have this group perform. I caught them singing on the Courthouse Square not too long ago. They are awesome to listen to, and they really have, I think, the right spirit, and I think people are going to really enjoy having them as a part of our fairgrounds. So we love having them as a new addition to our fair schedule. And then there's also other shows. Horse and pony, the poultry, sheep, and turkey are also that evening. So Monday night is also another big day and big night at the fairgrounds.
Okay, and then on Tuesday.
Okay. Tuesday, our donor of the day is Superior Ag Resources Co-op Incorporated, and we have yet more animal shows. And then at 4 p.m. we have the Bear Hollow chainsaw carving, which will be taking place, and that's interesting to watch how they create those things with a chainsaw. It's fun to watch, and it's also really neat to see what they create, the works of art that they do. Our commercial exhibits open from 5 to 9. And then we have pigeon and horse and pony and swine. And then the grandstand arena at 6:30, we have the kiddie pedal pull. There's free admission for that, and it's great fun for the small children to do the pedal pull. They have a great time doing that. It's something that it's just tailor-made for them. Then we have rabbit judging that evening, and then at 7 p.m. in the Clover Pavilion, we have our Showcase of Fashions, which will feature both works from 4-H members and also our Extension homemakers. So that's a fun night in the show corral. And then that night at 7:30, there are pedal car races that go all the way up for adults. So young people and all the way up to adults. I think, Jared, you got involved with that last year a little bit yourself, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
What, you were in one of those pedal cars?
Yeah. I thought I could do it, but they don't make them big enough. Busted my left knee open.
Another thing there from 7 to 9 is a firearm and archery range.
Yes, it is. I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't mean to leave that out. Our 4-H shooting sports guys do a real good job of offering a display of firearms and firearm safety and allowing young people, there's a range there that they can actually try the equipment and maybe just kind of wet their whistle a little bit about joining our 4-H shooting sports program, which is an awesome program. And that way it kind of introduces the public to what the shooting sports group is doing.
And the 4-H shooting sports kind of is year-round.
Yes, it is. They meet mostly during the winter for their meetings, but then they will have the display at the 4-H fair. They'll have a fun shoot in the fall, and then there are also other things that they do throughout the course of the year from time to time.
Tell you what, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back after these messages.
Great.
Welcome back to 27 Topics. Again with us is Kendall Martin, the 4-H or Extension Educator for Dubois County, and Jarrett Gress, a 4-H council member. I want to thank you for being here today. And earlier we were talking about several things, including the fair schedule, and we have a little bit more to discuss here. We talked about Saturday, July the 12th being the Queen Contest, and then things starting on July the 18th, and now we're down to Wednesday, July the 23rd. Kendall, did you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Starting in the middle of the week, our donor of the day for July 23rd is Toyota Manufacturing Incorporated. And again, our buildings will open at their usual times, and our cat judging will happen at 2 p.m. in the Clover Pavilion. The commercial exhibits will be from 5 to 9 in the commercial building. And then from 5 to 10 on Wednesday is one of our new events, the NASCAR Cub Cadet Racing, and that is free admission. So we'd like to point that out to you. Then our cloggers will be performing at 6 p.m. in the Clover Pavilion for a free show. Then we have beef show and the firearms again. We have a garden tractor pull in the Grandstand Arena at 7 p.m., free admission to that as well. And then Jared mentioned earlier, 7 to 9 p.m., our Hypnotist is a new event for us in the Clover Pavilion. That's also free on Wednesday night at 7 and 9 for 2 shows. Then Thursday, the 24th, our donor of the day is PSC. And we have our fishing contest. It starts that day off early that morning, 6 to 10 a.m., or 6 to 10 a.m. Then our dog obedience, and then our livestock judging contest in the show corral. And then from 4 to 10 p.m. in the Clover Pavilion is that Boogie Head show that is a lot of fun. It's kind of like karaoke, but you don't have to be able to sing. It's about making a video that's just a lot of fun. It's more like lip syncing than it is really actually singing the song. And it is a fun thing. I think everybody's going to love that. Then we have the Horse and Pony Fun Show, Livestock Supreme Showmanship, those kinds of things in the afternoon. And then at 8 p.m., one of the big favorites is the Tug of War, and that will be down north of the Grandstand track, down near the Grandstand Arena. And that's a free admission to that as well. And then going on into Friday, our donor of the day is Bless Brothers Equipment. And again, the morning is pretty much like the other days. The building's open for exhibits. And then at 5 p.m., our Grand Champion picture. It's an important thing that if you won a Grand Champion for what we call the non-breathing, non-walking projects, all the projects in Exhibit Building 1 and Exhibit Building 2, that is a time for the Grand Champion photograph. Livestock have theirs done at a different time, so that's why we make that differentiation. And then at 5:15, we give our achievement awards, our graduating seniors. As I mentioned, we have 81 to honor. And then we also have our 4-H Grand Champions to award that night as well. And that's 5:15 in the Clover Pavilion. Then at 8 p.m., we have our livestock awards where they hand out their clean pen, etc. That's at 8 p.m. with a dinner. And then 7:30 p.m. is the cheerleader dance contest in the Grandstand Arena. And again, admission to that is only $3. And then rounding out our 4-H fair, the Saturday, July 26th, another important date. 4-Hers and Extension homemakers, remember to pick up your open class and 4-H exhibits at Exhibit Building 1 and 2 from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We ask you to pick them up at those times. And then that gives you plenty of time to get those home and be back by 5 p.m. If you like gospel singing, the Conquerors in the Clover Pavilion for a free show. But if you like the Demolition Derby instead, that's also 5 p.m. in the Grandstand Arena. And admission to that is only $5. It's a big show. A lot of fun, a lot of crashes for only $5. And then the very last thing on our schedule is to remind our 4-H and Extension homemakers they can pick up their projects again Monday night, the 28th, from 5 to 7 p.m. out at the fairgrounds to pick up and put another closing curtain on the 4-H fair, if you will. So those are kind of the highlights of the 4-H fair for 2008.
Are the days extended this year over past years, or this?
Well, we always float around 7 to 9 days. There's no set number of days. The one thing is we always try to go the last full week in July, and sometimes we'll creep into the Friday before, but we rarely go to the Saturday after because we know that Strassenfest and other events start taking place at that time. So if we do anything, we kind of creep forward a little bit, but we usually try to run Saturday to Saturday as kind of the general rule. But sometimes we will have some events early because it's just too much to cram into 1 week.
Right. And the Queen's Contest is early for the reason of the Queen's.
It helps the young ladies. It really does. They can prepare. They can not worry about weather and rain and mud on their beautiful dresses. It's cooler conditions for everyone to come see. The people can decorate the stage in advance and not worry about the weather being a factor. People can see and hear better. It's just a real good arrangement for us. And then having it early, it allows especially the court, the winner and the Queen Court, to talk about work arrangements or if they're going to school, work around their schedules so that they can actually be more participating at the 4-H fair.
Very good. That certainly is a packed full week.
It is a big, big week.
For the family.
Yes, it is.
Great family entertainment. Jared, tell us a little bit about the 4-H Council responsibility.
Well, much of the preparation to build up to where we are here in 2 weeks takes the 4-H Council, which I'm on, and which Kendall is there with us in our meetings and giving us ideas. And we put a lot of time and effort in this, and we want to take the time to thank everybody on the 4-H Council who supports and manages the fair each year, starting off with our officers, Alan Hope, President, Edie D. Kemper, Vice President, Sandy Shepard, Secretary, and Bonnie Hoaxing, Treasurer. And then we also want to give thanks to our council members, David Betts, Melinda Bikey, Nathan Bikey, Eric Blessinger, Dan Colligan, Jerry Egloff, myself, Jared Gress, Ed Hildenbrand, Terry Hoffman, Sam Nykum, and Sam Sweppy. Many thanks to everybody and their families for the time and effort they give the 4-H program. A lot of involvement gets done, take a lot of time out of their schedule, and we really appreciate everything they do. But it's still a lot of fun.
We thank the families too, as Jared said, for sharing these people with us, because the amount of time they put in really is astronomical.
You know, there are really a lot of responsibilities to the 4-H,
Oh, yeah.
and the number of different committees that you have.
Oh, yeah.
and
It's a year-round
volunteers.
program, and the 4-H fair is kind of like the festival and the big display toward near the end. But they really meet year-round every month, getting ready. And as soon as this fair's over, they start in August planning for the next year.
Yes, sir.
They have to in order to get these many contracts and these things. And what they go through to get these acts is, I'm just so thankful to all of them for all the work they do. The publicity and the number of contacts and calls that they make on behalf of the 4-H program. Thank you, as Jared said, to all of them for doing what they do.
One thing in looking at the schedule and in the discussion this morning, there seemed to be a lot of virtual events where virtual activities are
The
taking
racing, the boogie heads, those come to mind in particular.
Yes.
And those are two kind of new, kind of trendy kind of things to do. The green screen is fairly popular on a couple of TV shows. So it's kind of neat to see that in action right here in our own backyard. That'll
Yes,
be
it
kind of
is.
fun to see.
Yes, it is. Kendall, where can people find out information other than calling maybe the extension office?
I'd like to give that number. Our number is 482-1782. Our staff, we have summer assistants and clerical staff, and even the extension educators will help answer your questions as best as we have possible. There are going to be multiple ways that you can see the fair schedule and lots of media around the county, newspapers, radio, television, the works. We're trying to get the word out to everybody just like this show. And then one of the ways that you can always check it, whatever time of day or night, is our 4-H website or our county website with 4-H information on the internet. I'd like to give that address, and that is www.ces.purdue.edu/Dubois. And that's a website where you can check 24 hours a day. We try to update if there are changes, or the schedules are there, flyers are there, information about events are there, and even the information about our county office and about the 4-H program in general. There's a great way for you to find out about what's going on in the 4-H program by checking out that website.
Anything else?
Just like to remind everybody that explore, dream, and discover is our theme. And we really have are excited about the opportunities people have at our 4-H fair. And I'll give Jared a chance to just let everybody be invited and whatever he'd like to do by a wrap up.
Everybody, we're excited. We're excited when everybody come out, enjoy it. We kick off July 19th with the nightly events. There's nothing that you won't miss out there. I'd come, enjoy the fun. So
It's a great week for the family.
Sure is.
It's and a majority of it's free.
Absolutely. We try to make as many things as free as possible. And if we have to charge, we keep it as low as we can just to help recoup some of the costs.
We look forward to meeting you throughout 4-H week. Want to thank Kendall Martin, Extension Educator with the local Extension office, and Jarrett Gress, 4-H Councilmember, for being our guest this morning.
Thank you,
Thank
Paul.
you.